Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sidewalk Repair Program press conference for the South Park bid. I'm Jessica Lal. I'm the Executive Director of the Business Improvement District here, and I'd like to especially thank everyone here for attending. We have many people here that were integral in getting this process started and the project completed, but I'd like to especially thank our special guest, Councilman Jose Huizar of the 14th District, and Public Works Commissioner Mike Davis, who's here with us, and then standing next to him is our fearless Board Secretary Treasurer Bob Bente. Today we are celebrating a huge milestone for our community, the completion of our sidewalk repair program. As many of you know, South Park is one of downtown LA's fastest growing neighborhoods. With over 20 projects in the pipeline, South Park is poised to grow significantly over the next few years. South Park is also a unique neighborhood in that we attract thousands of visitors a year to the Convention Center, Staples Center, and LA Live, and many soon-to-be-built hotels. We are also home to key establishments like the California Hospital Medical Center and the Metro Charter Elementary. Because of this, walkability and access are of extreme importance to the bid, as we look to create a sustainable and well-connected neighborhood. To achieve that end, the bid made it a goal of last year to look at creative and affordable ways to improve the conditions of our sidewalks. And I'm proud to report that a year later, we have removed approximately 800 trip hazards and brought them into ADA compliance. When we began this process, there was no city process in place for a third-party entity to make these types of repairs. The bid identified a new state-of-the-art technology known as saw cutting. In March 2014, the bid commissioned a survey of all the sidewalks in the district and took the Phase 1 recommendations to the Councilman, the Board of Public Works, the Bureau of Engineering, and the Bureau of Street Services. And fortunately for us, they were highly receptive. The recommendations ranked problem locations in order of severity and source of the problem, and did not focus on areas where tree roots were the cause or where new development was going to be taking place in the next 2 to 5 years. Over the next several months, we worked collaboratively with the Council Office and relevant departments of Public Works on developing a project description and acceptable standards to conduct the repairs. In December of last year, the Public Works Commission approved the plan unanimously, and actual work began in January and was completed in only 14 days across the course of 6 weeks. To date, over 50,000 square feet of sidewalks were repaired in the 32-block neighborhood of South Park. While the bid served as the lead facilitator and project manager, this project in no way would not have been possible without our key partners here with us from the city. I'd like to first thank Councilman Jose Huizar and his team. A supporter of this project from the very beginning, the Councilman's office worked with the bid to introduce a motion to waive our permit fees, making the project affordable. He has also been a champion for infrastructure improvements and has actually put his staff and financial resources where his mouth is, so to speak. For South Park specifically, he has allocated funding to coordinate the replacement of a key sidewalk on the northwest corner of Hope and Pico. And today, many of you have seen several of the trees being trimmed, which is a gift from his office as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome downtown's biggest champion, Councilman Jose Huizar.
Well, thank you so much, Jessica. And I don't know what's tougher. You know, the city has a 30-year cycle for trimming trees, and we were able to help that and make that a lot quicker. But thank you so much. And first of all, I want to thank Jessica and all her team and the South Park bid, for the remarkable work they did. The innovation that was created here to create a more walkable South Park and to build community. That's what this is really about. We're building community, as she mentioned, one of the fastest growing areas in downtown, that will continue to provide a walkable neighborhood so that people feel safe in this neighborhood and want to conduct their business locally, and also want to keep growing as a local community. I'm a huge proponent of more livability in downtown Los Angeles, as we are transforming downtown LA and no longer shutting off the lights at 5 o'clock like we used to just 5 years ago. Now we have a more alive downtown, and with that, we're trying to promote more livability. That means bringing more public amenities. That means also taking care of those things that any other neighborhood would expect. Here, it's a growing population that not only do we have residents who live here, but families and children and many others that could benefit from these sidewalks. This project would not have been possible without the public-private partnership between my office, Public Works, Bureau of Engineering, and the South Park bid. With city resources spread thin, public-private partnerships are a necessity in making important infrastructure projects a reality. It is estimated that 4,500 of the 10,750 sidewalk miles are in disrepair in the city of Los Angeles. This project demonstrates how neighborhoods can work together with the city and private entities to creatively address our community's needs. Much of the success of this project was due to the dedication of our city family as well, some who got to work and thought about what was presented to them by the South Park bid, and they made it happen. Now retired Mike Cantor of Bureau of Engineering and Ron Olive at the Bureau of Street Services. The city does not have the staff power or budget to make infrastructure repairs alone, which is why partnerships like this truly make a difference. And I'm happy to announce, just as was mentioned, that we are also working on some other projects to really do some placemaking for the community, to encourage more walkability, to encourage people to gather. And that is, here we have the site of a future parklet that will go up not too in the distant future. And I'm very proud to announce that in Council District 14 we had the city's first ever parklet. And let me tell you, when we went to the Department of Transportation initially and told them that we wanted to take an inch of their street, they said, no way. But now, through our efforts and challenging the regulations we had at that time, now we have the People Street program, which makes it a lot easier to put up bike corrals and parklets and do more placemaking throughout the city of Los Angeles. The city of LA is truly transforming right now. I think South Park is leading the way to show how we can convert older neighborhoods to newer neighborhoods, to show the new Los Angeles, which is looking at multi-modes of transportation, and to encourage more walkability. The car-centric model that we've had for decades is also allowing more space now for pedestrian activity, for bicycle activity. And that's not only in us building the physical infrastructure, but we're changing our regulations that have been very car-centric for a long time. But it begins with having safe sidewalks. So I want to thank the South Park bid and all the work you've done to make this possible. You are once again showing that there's better ways, new ways, and creative ways in delivering basic services for the city. Thank you so much. And now let me introduce to you Mike Davis, former assembly member, someone who is now on the Board of Public Works. He's a commissioner, hit the ground running, knows the issues very, very well, a committed public servant. Do I need to pick that up? Or no? Okay. No, what I meant is, like, what is it? I didn't know what it was. It's your sign. No, we got to pick that up. I didn't know what that was. There you go. And I'd like to introduce Mike Davis from the Board of Public Works. Mike.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is a thrill for me to be here and really to commend Councilman Jose Huizar for the leadership that he has provided in working with the South Park community in helping to make sure that we improve the quality of life here in South Park. I think everyone knows that Mayor Eric Garcetti said that his core value in coming in and providing leadership for the city of Los Angeles was clearly getting back to the basics. This project is a fine example of us getting back to the basics, and equally important to make sure that we have our city, which is a city that is not only one of America's greatest cities, but it is a city that is livable and sustainable. And so when we look at this project, I see that this reflects those core values. The process that we have had here can easily be duplicated or replicated. It is a coming together of government and the various important neighborhood associations. There was no permit for a district of sidewalk repairs at once, let alone for this new saw cutting method. We worked closely with the South Park bid over many months to create a set of standards that everyone could agree on. By having this carefully vetted by the Bureau of Engineering, and the Bureau of Street Services, a vehicle has now been created for similar repairs across neighborhoods throughout the city. Many thanks to our own Bureau of Engineering, as well as the Bureau of Street Services, and again, to Councilman Huizar for helping to see this process through, and all of us working together. As he stated, collaboration around the country is increasingly important as we grapple with the less money we have and the need to do more things. And so we are very happy about this collaboration. A huge thanks to the South Park bid, who came with a survey of the district sidewalks in hand, as well as allocating the funding. Once again, this is not only Councilman Huizar's vision, but it is also Mayor Eric Garcetti's vision that we make our city more livable and sustainable. Thank you so much, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in Public Works to make Los Angeles the city that it ought to be. Thank you.
My name's Bob Benty, and I'm the CEO of 1010 Development. We're a nonprofit affordable housing developer, and we've been in South Park for over 20 years. And within a block of where we're standing right now, we have about 150 units that house about 700 people. And they've all had problems getting around. We have a lot of senior citizens. We have people who are mobility impaired. And working on this project and getting these sidewalks partially, not done yet, partially fixed has been a huge benefit, not only for our residents, for the neighborhood, and just for the city of Los Angeles on its own. I want to, personally thank Councilman Huizar for his support and his office's support and help in getting this project done. Without them, we would have had a very, very, very difficult time. And a special thanks for getting our fees waived. We have to take it wherever we can. And I also want to thank the Public Works Commissioner, Commissioner Davis, Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Street Services, because we created something that's never happened. There was no permit, there was no plan, there was no protocol. It wasn't in the book, it wasn't in the guide, and in 6 months, not only did we get our permits and our financing and the support from the city, but we got the job done in 2 weeks, and at about a savings of almost $200,000 versus other methods. And not only did we get the job done in 14 working days, but we did it without any neighborhood complaints, any complaints from the business owners, and that just doesn't happen in the city of Los Angeles. And I think, one of the end results of this whole process has been that the feedback we're getting from the neighborhood is that it is easier now to get your kids to the Metro Charter School. It's easier now for patients and visitors and families to get to a California hospital. At night, you don't have to carry a flashlight because you're afraid you might be tripping over a crack in the sidewalk that's the side of the Grand Canyon. People can move around easier, and if you're going to have a walkable city, you've got to have places where people can walk, and I feel that we've really made a big step in that direction here. And none of this really would have happened if it hadn't been for the absolute relentless drive and leadership of our executive director, Jessica Law. And we need to talk about a big attaboy. I've learned that when Jessica wants to get something done, do not even think about getting in the way, because she is relentless. So anyway, back to you, Jessica. Thanks.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone. So just to wrap up, some final thank yous. Obviously, the councilman, and not only the leadership starts at the top, but he also has the most fantastic staff. And I have to commend Nate Hayward as well, who is here, who's done a phenomenal job working with us on behalf of the councilman. And couple of other people, PSP Investments. We have George here back there hiding. Just want to thank you for your commitment to the community. Most of you know that this block just maybe 6 months ago looked completely different. We have an incredible mural that's a true one of a kind. We have new street trees that are sustainable, that won't tie up the sidewalk. We have an incoming parklet. He's also converted the ground floor of this parking structure into available retail spaces. If you're interested, we recommend, here's the contact number right here of who to call. We also have a new tenant that will be moving into the community next month, Coco Fresh, who's got samples out. We thank them for being here and donating the samples. And I also want to thank Derek Moore from Avis & Young for bringing in Charn and his coffee team, Kofi. They were back there making some outstanding coffee and pastries. Thank you guys. It truly takes a village, and I commend and thank all of you for the role that you play. Our board of directors, we have many of our members here today. If you guys wouldn't mind raising your hands, don't get mad at me. Thank you, because every day your support and your commitment to this neighborhood makes all of this possible. So with that, just want to again thank you all for being here. This project is really part of a larger urban design vision that we have here for South Park. Sidewalks, street trees, parklets, murals. We have 2 new murals that are being painted if you just go down Hope Street. They're fantastic. Our partnership with the Do Art Foundation has really made all of that possible. And as you can hear, construction cranes and noises, this community is growing, and we love working with you, and thank you all for being here today. One more final round of applause for our city team.
One more final applause for Jessica.
And last but not least, most of you know, March 3rd, next Tuesday, is a big day. Please, residents, get out and vote, and we encourage you guys to participate in the process. Stay around, hang out, enjoy coffee and refreshments, and we will be taking some photos here with our guests before they have to leave. Thank you, everybody.